So, I don't know about y'all, but in my opinion, Conan's death was really pointless because no one knew that she died. And I truly believe her death was more of a shock value for the audience, fans, rather than anyone who was a main character to know about her death. Because the thing about Conan's death, it didn't do anything to the plot, it didn't make the plot go forward, it didn't really develop anything. Naruto, I think even today, like today doesn't even know about Conan's death. I don't think he ever got told that. And as we know, Konan was always a character to be really loyal and respectful to Nagato. And Konan was never really there for the organization of the Akatsuki for Obito and everyone else. She was mainly there because of him, Nagato. And since Nagato left, she ditched Obito. And she served only a purpose just to watch over him and protect him. And yes, Konan deserved a lot more. And the only material that could work best for her if Kishimoto made her the new headlord of the Hidden Rain. Since Nagato/Pain is gone, it's her chance to carry on their legacy of Yuriko and Nagato about changing this land to a better place and no more war, and Pain was able to protect the Hidden Rain because of his rain jutsu. Anyone who was able to make it into the village, Pain would know immediately because of the rain. It tells him directly from a far distance, and Pain kills him instantly. Konan doesn't have that ability, so her job will be a lot harder, but she's still powerful in her own way. She can take down Genin, Chunin, and Jonin, you know, she was an Akatsuki. But I'm just saying, since that was the only opportunity for Konan to really grow as a character, and maybe when Naruto becomes a Hokage, Konan and Naruto can have some kind of partnership or friendship because they came to an understanding and Konan respected Naruto at the end of the Pain arc. And something like that could have happened. They both could have gone together when Naruto became the Hokage and Naruto teamed up with Konan to fix the Hidden Rain village a bit more. Or something like that. Or Konan will always have Naruto's back no matter what. That could have been really interesting, but since she was killed off, nothing at all. And like I said, I think her death mostly was about for the fans. Like, oh my god, Obito just killed Konan. He choked her to death under a rainbow. Jesus Christ, this man is evil. And for the main audience and people in the war, preparing for the war, they don't know anything about what's going on. All we know is that we know that Konan is dead, but they don't. And because of that, since her death didn't do anything to change the story or the story going forward or anything to do with the war, if you take her death out, nothing really happens. And if Konan still lives, nothing happens. If Conan's death has nothing to affect the war, and if Konan lived and did not get involved in the war when she was alive, because obviously she didn't, still, nothing changes, so what was the point? You know, I'm not a fan of killing characters off just for shock value, even if it's for us, the audience. And I just feel like Konan deserved better. She was a really cool character with awesome abilities, and her design was sick, but character design doesn't always carry every character. And I truly believe her becoming the next god of the Hidden Rain would serve her purpose very strongly as a character. But since she's gone, that's a wrap, I guess. But in my opinion, her death meant nothing for the story or for the characters, and you could argue Obito could have just stolen the Rinnegan without going to Konan directly, and then he leaves the Hidden Rain village, and then Konan is still left alive. Like, Obito didn't have to go to Konan directly. He could have just walked around or teleported until he found the goddamn thing. But obviously, that would make his job a lot more difficult. That's why he had to force it out of Konan, you know, to use the Genjutsu on her, because he's not going to waste his time looking for it. He has a war to prepare for, so yeah, I understand that much. But what are your thoughts? Because I think her death was really just pointless, you know? And I get it, it's for shock value, but I much rather would have liked her death to be connected to the plot or to the story. But since no one knew about it, it doesn't really ever get brought up, and like I said, I don't think Naruto even knew either. It's like why? It just became like a pointless death in my opinion. But those are my thoughts. I'm Delix, subscribe if you want, and stay at your weird, and have a good night. Bye.